Welcome to Microchip's briefing. The content of the briefing includes: AI chip contenders face daunting moats. AI chip boom fuels Taiwan firm's 40% rally, beating Qualcomm. Stock market news today: stocks mixed, but still head for blowout month. Inside US efforts to untangle an AI giant's ties to China. Hedge fund party in tech stocks begins to wane, Goldman Sachs says. AI chip contenders face daunting moats. Financial Times. Silicon Valley firms NVIDIA and Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Co., TSMC, have established barriers to entry for rivals, making it difficult for new contenders to enter the market. NVIDIA has a 95% market share for graphics processing units, GPUs, while TSMC controls 90% of the world's advanced chip market. Additionally, NVIDIA's profitability comes from providing a one-stop solution, not just cost-efficient chips. TSMC has over 52,000 patents related to chipmaking, with around 3,000 on advanced packaging. Establishing new fabrication plants and buying chipmaking equipment, along with navigating patents, are also significant hurdles. AI chip boom fuels Taiwan firm's 40% rally, beating Qualcomm. Japan Times. Taiwanese tech firm MediaTek is experiencing a 5-month rally as demand for smartphones and a new AI chip boost its outlook. The company's stock has risen by almost 40% since June, outperforming US-based rival Qualcomm. The gains have been driven by increased demand for mobile devices that use MediaTek's chips, particularly in China. Investors are optimistic about the company's Dimensity 9300 chip, which is seen as a potential game-changer that could help MediaTek gain an advantage over Qualcomm in the high-end mobile market. Stock market news today: stocks mixed, but still head for blowout month. Yahoo! Inside US efforts to untangle an AI giant's ties to China. New York Times. G42, a UAE-based artificial intelligence (AI) firm, has come under scrutiny from US intelligence agencies over suspicions that it is concealing the extent of its work with China. The CIA and other agencies fear that G42 could be providing Chinese companies with access to valuable American technology. They also suspect that G42's collaboration with Chinese firms could enable the Chinese government to gain access to the genetic data of millions of people, including Americans. The UAE is building an AI industry as an alternative to oil and is cultivating closer relationships with China and Russia to reduce its dependence on the US. American officials have warned the UAE that it must choose between China and the US with regard to emerging technologies. The US also has concerns about China's growing influence in the Middle East. G42 has announced partnerships with Microsoft, Dell Technologies, AstraZeneca, and OpenAI. Hedge fund party in tech stocks begins to wane, Goldman Sachs says. The Globe and Mail. Hedge funds have sold the largest volume of US tech and media stocks since July, according to Goldman Sachs. By the end of last week, information technology and communication companies were the most net sold on Goldman's trading desk, as hedge funds reduced bets on software and interactive media firms. Traders also exited long bets on semiconductor equipment sellers. Technology, media and telecom stocks made up 30.2% of total U.S. single-stock net exposure, down from 35.9% in late October. Ask an advisor. My advisor sold my NVIDIA stock when I hired him, costing me $50,000 in potential profits. How do I deal with it? Yahoo! A smart asset reader, named Carrie, recently asked Jeremy Suschak, a certified financial planner, CFP, for advice on dealing with the frustration of a financial advisor selling all of her NVIDIA stock, which she had purchased for $130 per share. The stock has since risen in value, potentially netting Carrie a $50,000 profit. Suschak acknowledges how difficult it can be to get past these feelings of frustration, but suggests several steps Carrie can take to help her move forward with a reinvigorated sense of trust and a strengthened partnership with her advisor. He recommends evaluating the decision to sell within the context of her financial plan, considering the reasons she hired her advisor, and reflecting on the overall communication she has had with her advisor. Suschak also suggests focusing on the future and establishing norms for how she expects to communicate and understand the thought process behind future investment decisions. Finally, he emphasizes the importance of understanding the why behind her advisor's decisions so that she can trust they were made with her best interest in mind. EU Fiscal Pact ignores green elephant in the room. Reuters breaking views. The European Union is set to overhaul its fiscal rules, known as the Stability and Growth Pact, in an effort to address rising national debts and the need for increased investment in green projects. The existing rules, established in 1997, have been repeatedly broken, resulting in an average EU debt of 83% of GDP, well above the target of 60%. The proposed revamp of the pact would keep the deficit and debt goals intact but focus on net expenditure to provide more transparency and consistency. Countries that breach the targets would have up to 7 years to improve their fiscal stance, with the European Commission setting individual targets based on each nation's economic characteristics. However, the new rules fail to address the challenge of climate change and the need for increased investment in green projects, which could require an additional €620 billion per year by 2030. The EU could consider extending the suspension of its state aid regime to allow nations to incentivize green industries, issuing common EU funds in debt markets, or implementing carbon emission permits and tariffs to fund green projects. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.